We have had a wonderful series of interviews. We spoke with about 3 candidates for various offices. We are now down to our last interview, and we're speaking with Santori D. Bracey. He is a candidate for the Hinds County Tax Collector's Office. So, Mr. Bracey, thanks for being on today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, for those who may not know much about you, kind of give us a little bit of who you are and why you're running for this office.
Okay, sure, no problem. Again, my name is Santori Bracey. I've worked for Hinds County 10 years. I worked for the Tax Collector's Office, the Chancery Clerk, and as Election Commissioner. I was born and raised right here in Jackson, in subdivision number 2, as some of you may know. Member of New McRaven Hill Missionary Baptist Church under Reverend Jesse Sutton Jr. One of the main reasons I'm running is because Hinds County, when you think of Hinds County or when people come to Hinds County, you hear 2 problems: crime and taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, crime is not a part of mine, but taxes is something I can deal with, something we all deal with and we all understand. So right now, the property taxes, car tax, everything's constantly increasing. You know, right now, what I plan to do is go out and educate the public about the tax sale. You know, we have a tax sale every August. Every property that we lose to the state, we have to recoup that money. And by us losing that property, that money has to be recouped. So that's what causes your taxes to raise. Mm-hmm. So with more people purchasing properties at the tax sale, then what that would do is put more money back into Hinds County, back on the tax roll, and it will level out our playing field for taxes. You know, right now what's going on, one of the problems that we're having, we need someone that's accountable. You know, there was in the tax collector's office here a few years ago, a few actually, that's been just kind of washed under the rug. If you go in, pull up tax collector burglary, Google it, you'll show $60,000 came up missing in the Raymond office. The current tax collector declined to discuss details. That's a problem. It said they were under investigation. Still hadn't heard anything to this day. With Santori Bracey in office, I won't rest until I have answers. And that's the problem. We were at a forum just a few days ago, and this was brought up. And my opponent said, "Well, that was a year or so ago, and it's not important now. It doesn't matter now." Yes, it does. Every cent, taxpayers' dollars. That's why you're elected, to be accountable for the taxpayers' dollars. Let me get this out of the way. It's been said that the tax collector is the keeper of revenue. We're not the keepers of revenue. We are an avenue for taxes to be collected and distributed. We disperse them because anytime you pay a property tax, car tax, etc., you see 3 major areas. You see the county, the city, and the school district. We do not keep the money. We collect it and we send it to the proper places where it's supposed to go. If we don't fund these budgets, if we don't properly send these in a timely manner by the 20th of every month to the city, to the school district, or the county, then they can't properly fund their budget.
So for the layperson, I pay in sum $10,000 worth of taxes per year to the Hinds County tax collector. It's up to the tax collector's office then to allocate. All right, this of the 10,000 goes over here. Correct. This of the 10,000 goes over here.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's basically what it does. If you live in the city of Jackson, you know, I get this question a lot: why is Jackson's taxes so high? And it does have a lot to do with the school district, because Jackson has the second largest school district in Mississippi.
Yeah.
So that's why it takes a little more if you live in the city of Jackson. But yes, you know, we have to collect taxes in order to keep the city, the county, and the school district running.
So let's go back to a couple of things.
Okay.
Your experience, you've worked at least within the last 10 years. One of the capacities you worked in was tax collector clerk's office. Talk a little bit maybe about what you learned, what you gleaned from that experience, and what, if anything, would you change if you became the actual tax collector?
Okay, well, one thing about it, it's been said that, the lines are down. Well, let me explain to you why. I would like to thank the previous tax collector, Bill Burrow. Bill Burrow implemented EasyGov, which is the online payment center system that we use for Hinds County. Since 2004, there's been about a 24% increase in online payments through EasyGov. Since 2004, there's been about a 27% increase in mail-in payments. So you're looking at over a 50% increase in you not having to come down to the tax collector's office. That's what caused the lines to go down. But one problem that I have with EasyGov is that it charges our residents 2.75% of whatever you charge. With the revenue that we seek, with the revenue that we collect, and the banks that we use, it's time to market some of that. If we have 10, 50, 15, $20 million in a bank, let's talk to these banks about cutting down some of this.
So slow down right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Talk a little bit then about, if elected, how you could actually make that happen, or at least trying to work to make that happen, of engaging, for instance, banks that are in Jackson, or maybe not in Jackson, for instance, or in Hinds County, that do hold much of the citizens' tax monies.
Well, like I said, so far I've met with a few of them already, just kind of seeing their interest. And right now it's time for Hinds County to move forward. We've been stagnant for a long time. That's one of the main reasons I'm running. Just a few more things to implement and bring in.
Let me just go. So when you spoke with them, did they sound interested, or?
You know, the thing about it, a lot of them were, and this is what they use. They say, well, okay, you get in. He said, we'll definitely come to the table and talk. One thing about it, when you're in a position and you know you oversee almost $200 million, they have to come to the table and talk to you. So that's the thing. Would you risk losing $200 million or $150 million versus cutting down interest for our residents?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Like I said, another thing, going back to this tax sale. You know,
and to spell that out for us, does that mean there are certain properties that were lost from certain owners that are...
This is how it works. Any property that's not paid by August of that year, we have a tax sale. Anyone can come in and purchase property at this tax sale. We're not educating our residents on this process. Our current tax collector, his son is purchasing properties at this tax sale. Now, when working for him, he told us that it's illegal and unethical for us, our children, spouses, parents, or siblings to purchase property at this sale. So why is his son purchasing? Why do your people know about it, but we're not going out into the communities teaching everybody about it? Instead of you going out and buying a car with your tax refund, let me show you how to buy a house. Let me show you how to purchase property.
Wow.
We have to invest in ourselves, invest in Hinds County. And that's one of the main reasons I'm running. Going back, I'm looking at implementing the satellite tax collector's office. Madison County has it. Jackson County has it. And what this does, I don't know if you've been downtown lately, it's hard finding a parking spot.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it's hard.
You have to pay to park, or you got to find loose change, or you got to park 3, 4, 5 miles down the way just to get in. That's right.
Right. Okay. But see, and with that, with a lot of the senior citizens, a lot of the, disabled and expectant mothers, getting up those stairs is hard or impossible, especially if you're in a wheelchair. So you have to go around the back side of the building in order to come all the way back up front to go to the tax collector's office. Well, just checking around, they have a satellite tax collector's office with a drive-through. I'm looking at placing two locations. Of course, it's going to take time. It's going to take the approval and the help of the Board of Supervisors. But if you look at a drive-through tax collector's office, where I don't know about you, but a lot of our elderly people, right, they don't want anybody else to handle their business for them. They want to do it themselves.
Right.
So if we can assist them just by, you drive up, we'll handle it for you. You drive off. That's what we need in Hinds County. We're so far behind, it's time to move forward. Another thing I'm looking at implementing is the Peace of Mind Tax Program. What this does, by me working for the Chancery Clerk's office, anytime you lose your property, you had to come to the Chancery Clerk's office in order to, of course, find out who it matured to, who do you contact, pick up tax deeds, etc. So while working there, I've seen several elderly people that lost their properties, and it wasn't because they didn't have the money, but it just simply slipped their mind. So the Peace of Mind tax program, what this does, it allows you to designate another person you can appoint anyone to receive a duplicate tax notice of your tax statement. It does not hold them liable or accountable to pay it. But what it does, let's say you can designate your son or your daughter to get the duplicate tax notice 30 days before you lose the property. So this gives you the inkling, okay, well, hey, let me call Dad. I got this notice. Have you paid the taxes? Oh, yeah, let me run down now. I forgot.
Okay.
So we have to be about assisting our residents. Get outside. Come out of the office. Do more. Don't just sit in office.
Your the incumbent has been there for a while, and I would assume is well liked. I guess I don't follow the tax collector's race as closely. As you've been on the trail, have you been embraced? I mean, give us a sense about where you are in your candidacy.
You know what? The thing about it, I've gotten several calls everywhere I've spoken, churches, neighborhood associations. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback because a lot of people are not, the turnover rate in that office is entirely too high. Since 2004, I know there's been at least 40 or 50 people that has come and gone. And it's not that the job is hard, but it's upper level management. And it starts from the head. Take care of the head first. Make sure the head is right, and everything under it will fall in line. But if your head is off, then the rest of the body is off. So you have to make sure you have someone in that position and in office that knows how to oversee an office, that knows how to handle the day-to-day functions, that is a people person, and that's about benefiting, what's best for the residents and citizens of Hinds County.
Wow. You talked about being accountable in terms of every dollar of the taxpayers' money, educating people on the tax sales. I see here two other things we want to try to talk about very briefly in our last 3 minutes.
Okay.
Run the office with integrity, and we'll provide no political favors. Unpack that for us.
Well, run the office with integrity. A lot, like I said, I get a lot of feedback from our constituents, our residents, and integrity is one of the main reasons. Accountability and integrity. That's one of the main things that you hear. When we go in, there's so many different rumors dispelled, and by me working there, I've seen firsthand. It's kind of like a child without a father. Well, that the father's not really there, but he's in and out. You've seen how to do it wrong or how not to do it.
Right.
So he's giving you the best example of what not to do. And that's what I've learned.
Okay. Talk about, is that related to the no political favors part?
Well, that, and, it goes back to his own son purchasing property that the tax.
Okay.
You're not educating the residents, the citizens, but it's only a certain area, a certain type of people that hang around you. That's a problem that we're having.
Okay.
Go out into the community. Let's go out into Battlefield Park, Subdivision Number 2, Terry, Mississippi, Raymond. Go all around and educate. Now, you can't make people come out, but I guarantee you, if you hold forums, explaining the process, because it's not a hard process at all. But if you go out and just begin educating, we can invest in our own county instead of having people from all around making millions here.
That's a great point. So I guess what you're saying in that last comment, that say in the tax sales and things like that, that there are people outside of Hinds County that's purchasing property in Hinds County and then making money off of that property.
Yes.
And that the average Jane or Joe can actually spend X amount of money and purchase those properties instead of those from the outside coming in.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, a little bit about, because he's brought this up. When I left working, when I resigned working for the tax collector's office, and I worked for a company. They actually hired me to purchase property for them at the sale. And he's brought this up several times. But the difference is I was not working for him for the tax collector's office when I did this. And the main reason I did it because I wanted to understand both sides of the tax sale. You can't understand both sides if you've only been on one. I've been on both. So that's why I worked for them. But yes, the majority of the buyers are outside of Hinds County. So let's educate Hinds County. Let's educate our residents.
Yeah, y'all need to go out and buy this property so these taxes can go down. Property taxes, car tag, my Lord. I love Jackson and Hinds County. It's expensive. It's expensive. Well, thank you, Santori Bracey, for being on today. And if people wanted to contact you, how could they do that?
You can contact me on Facebook, Santori Bracey, for Hinds County Tax Collector. Also, you can do braceyforyou.com. You can email me at Santori Bracey, SANTORE BRACEY 2015 at gmail.com. Like I said, just reach out to me. I definitely answer you back.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We, again, have been talking with Santori Bracey, and next week we've got about a number of 4 persons I think will be on next week, including Bishop Jeffrey Stallworth, Chris Bell, Michelle Kiles, all of them running for different offices. And then we'll conclude on the 26th. We'll be talking with a number of candidates, including Sheriff Tyrone Lewis. So make sure you keep it locked to 97.7 for our next 2 series of interviews. Until next week, be blessed.
You've been listening